Good morning, everybody. My name is Jared O'Leary. I've been drumming since 1998. I still got plenty of stuff to practice. Today, I'm going to be practicing limb independence on the drum kit. Now, the way I'm doing this is by working out of this book. It's called 50 Ways to Syncopation by Don Moyle. Inside of this book, there are 20 charts that you can play with 50 different limb independence patterns. Now, the way I'm working on limb independence is largely based off of Gary Chester's idea of limb interdependence that he talks about in New Breed 1 and New Breed 2. Now, in these practice streams, I like to share what I'm practicing, what I'm working on to try and improve as somebody who's been drumming for a very long time, but most of it's been rudimental and concert percussion, and less than 1% of my time has been on drum kits, so limb independence is something I'm not good at yet, hence why, I'm practicing. In the timestamps of these 400 plus videos, you can find what I was working on or what kind of question I was answering from the different chats that I have up on the other monitor. Because I've been drumming for so long and because I've taught every grade kindergarten through doctoral student, I'll get questions about how to improve as a performer, how to improve as an educator, and I will often edit those answers and put them into this drumming tips playlist that has over 14 hours and over 100 videos of different drumming tips. The very first thing I talk about in the video is whatever the title is, and then if it says and other drumming tips, that means there are more topics that are not related to that in the timestamps in the description. Now, I'm going to be working on some charts, and the charts are found on my home tab of YouTube, where you'll also find over 2,000 free exercises. So there's all these chop exercises. I'm actually working on a bunch more, some shopping sprees and whatnot. Stay tuned for that. Over 1,000 grid variations. You have to click to show all of them. Limb independence. This is where I'm going to be practicing today. Almost 500 marching bass related exercises, some drumline cadences, almost 400 technique exercises, the 14 plus hours of drumming tips, some scripted drumming lessons, and then over 400 live streams, and then some other stuff like product reviews and just some wackiness with some AI and whatnot, if you're interested in that. Now, because I'm not good at limb independence yet, I need Shia LaBeouf here to help motivate me, to get me motivated to practice limb independence. So, Shia, help me out here. We're going to hide him because of copyright. I just don't want to practice. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Some people dream success, well, you're going to wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can. Just do it. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Oh, wow. Shia LaBeouf. Everybody is so motivated now. Thank you. Great stage, Shia. Now, inside of this this spreadsheet, I've got all of Don Moyle's patterns written out for myself, so that way I can keep track of how was I doing. So for example, pattern number 11. Last time when I was playing through it, I can see okay, what BPM was I at? What was the quality of the playing? How did it feel while playing through it, etc. So this keeps an average. So the average in column A is how I'm doing across all the times that I've played through each of these patterns. So any of them that sound technically proficient, which means I can play the ink on the page and relatively comfortable doing the limb independence, or musical where I'm adding in extra timbres, textures, etc. I'm skipping all those because this is a practice stream. I'm showing you how I'm actually trying to improve. So I'm skipping the first 40 some odd variations of limb independence stuff. We'll come back to those after I finish all 50 of them. But I'm starting with this one. So this one is, I'll put it up on the screen so you can see it, is the following. So you can play this on the floor tom, or you can play this on even here, or you can play this on the ride. I'm going to put it on the ride so you just get some different timbres and textures. So all you're doing is 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, okay? So double stroke with the foot and with the hands. Now the hi-hat's coming in on 2 and 4. Okay? While you read through the patterns on the snare drum with your left hand. That's the goal, at least. But because I'm not good at this, we'll see how this one goes. So the last several times that I was playing this, they were just kind of meh. And now this time, what I'm going to try is go 5 clicks faster. So we're going to go to 85. So this is the link is at the top of the screen, and it's the first link in every one of the play-alongs. JaredO'Leary.com/drum. This is where you'll find all the chop exercises, the grid variations. But we're scrolling to here, to the limb independence section. So the pattern that I'm playing is a straight pattern as opposed to a swung pattern. So I'm going to go into the straight charts. But right underneath it's the same charts, just a swung play-along, so you can practice that. Because I'm playing at 85, I'm going to go into this playlist. And it's got 55 charts in here to work on this. Now, if you don't know how to develop limb independence in every one of these playlists for the limb independence section, the second video shows you how you can actually develop limb independence. So it's got several steps in there, and then several examples of some limb independence stuff that you can do. So you just pick any one of these, 41 through 45. Sure, sounds good. And then you don't need to adjust your glasses, don't worry. Inside of all these thousands of free play-alongs, there's timestamps in the description, so you can jump to your BPM. In this case, I want to play this at 85, and we're going in cold, so we'll see how this goes. This is our warm-up, and then we'll stretch and massage, and then we'll play some more patterns. And 1 and 2, and wish me luck. So the first line just gets you set up with the ostinato, or you can improvise, whatever you want to do for the first line, and then you just read through the patterns on whatever limbs are doing the melody. In this case, it's just a left hand playing on the snare. 2, ready, and... Trying to adjust the snare drum. It's really quiet. A little better. 1, 2, ready, and hello. New to drums? Don't try this one. This is way harder than it looks. But on my home tab, so tell stories. On my home tab of YouTube, there's over 2,000 exercises that can help you. But if you're not sure how to play them or like what they work on, if you go down to the tips and lessons section at the bottom of my home tab, there's the drumming tips playlist and the drumming lessons playlist that has a ton of tips that'll help you, like over 14 hours. So feel free to leave questions and I can point you to some exercises. But yeah, so this pattern that I'm doing is the 41st pattern out of Don Moyle's book, 50 Ways of Syncopation. There are some earlier version, like limb independence patterns that are easier, but this one is not something I'd recommend even for intermediate drummers. 1, 2, ready, and... With that hi-hat on 2 and 4, that makes that like 5/8 feel so weird. Yikes. Or the dotted 8th, or the dotted quarters. Man, I can't think. Okay. Last try. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. Yeah, so the hardest part again is that hi-hat. So like playing, yeah, that takes like endurance with the double, I guess. Especially if I were to go faster with this. But the hi-hat on 2 and 4 is the hard part, especially when I was doing those like dotted quarter notes on which one was it? 44? Yeah. So like this whole line right here, the dotted quarter notes, and then into here, like the 5/8 stuff on some of these like charts that I write out. Sometimes I also write them in 3/4 just for fun. The phrasing of it is just like so wacky, but this one, the dotted quarter notes, it's a cool, good challenge. But I forget which number it is, but one of them, the entire chart is written in 5/8, the phrasings and whatnot. So it's a good challenge. Mostly technically proficient. I like misread a couple of rhythms, but other than that, it was like fun. I enjoyed it. 85 was like not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So let's actually try it at 90 next time. We'll push it a little bit further. Let's stretch and massage now. So that was just a warm up, not just for my hands, but also for my brain. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch the sides of the forearms. So this one looks weird, but it feels great. There's a video on my home tab of YouTube under the drumming lessons. And the video is called This Hand Routine Saved My Drumming. And it has better camera angles so you can see like what I'm doing, as well as a demonstration of like how to do rotary stretches for like traditional grip or for Stevens, which uses like a rotation motion around the forearm. But I'm not going to demonstrate that here because I demonstrate that there. Again, it's called This Hand Routine Saved My Drumming under the drumming lessons playlist towards the bottom of my home tab. But now I'm stretching the underside of the forearm. Yesterday, I demonstrated it on the wall. Whatever you do, just don't pull hard or push too much weight onto it on the wall or whatever. You're just pulling it back just a little bit to stretch under here. Just get nice and relaxed. And now I'm going to stretch the top side of the forearm. You might need to spend more time on different stretches and massages than I am. Your hands are going to feel different than mine. That's normal. Your hands will feel different every day, too. It depends on what you've been doing the last 48 hours or so. That's how it works. Cool. Now I'm going to stretch fingers. Thumb to thumb just goes twice as fast doing it this way. You could go one at a time if you got all the time in the world. I got places to go, people to see. Living in a penitentiary ain't no place for me. Middle finger. Ooh, little ASMR. Enjoy that. How about another one? Oh, that one was disappointing. 1 out of 5 stars. Thumbs down. Unsubscribe. Oh, no, nothing. I need to get that soundboard that I use for the gaming stuff. Fail sound. All right, so now that I finished the stretches, I'm going to do a quick massage routine just to relax the forearms and then the hands and then the fingers. Do this routine each day. You'll keep your hands healthy. I've been drumming for almost 30 years now, and my hands are still going. And it's because, 1, I focus on technique, and 2, because I focus on playing relaxed, and 3, because I do this stretch and massage routine at least once a day is the goal. Sometimes a couple times a day. But I got some like injuries way back in the day, and it prevented me from drumming. And at that time, I was doing my undergrad in music education, and I had a full percussion performance scholarship. So being on a scholarship for playing the drums when you're not allowed to play for a month because of an injury is not ideal. So I just like worked on my right hand for a month and like studied the reppers, practicing, like tried to memorize it by mentally practicing through it. I'm massaging base to tip of each one of the fingers. That was a interesting month. Learned a lot from it. Wouldn't wish it on anyone though. Lots of stress. All right, so this last one, at least 2, 3, sometimes 7 times for each one of the fingers. You're just massaging from base to tip. Just getting them relaxed. Ooh, that one needs a little more attention. Each finger, again, is going to feel different each day. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's go back. So that was pattern number 41. And on average, it still sounds meh. So next time we practice, we're going to practice it again because we want to get these to sound good. Now, pattern 41.1, this one's even harder. I can't really do this one yet. Let me paste it in here so you can see it. Okay, so 41.1, instead of playing 1 E and a 2 E and a by going right, bass, right, bass, like we just did, so. Now, you can do this on the floor tom, or you can do this on the ride. Now you're going 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay? 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. While playing hi-hat on 2 and 4 with a foot, which for me is the hardest part. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. My tendency when I'm playing is it messes up the right foot. It makes it come in late. Like that, like it's like swung. And you know, that's not what we're supposed to do. Okay, so last time we played this, we played it at what speed? 80. Okay, so start with the charts. That's the note that I wrote for myself. Okay. So let's go back. Well, I'll show you how to get to this from my home tab. So on my home tab, if you scroll down a little bit, there's the chop stuff. This is for like drumline, which I was practicing like yesterday. There's a bunch of cool chop exercises in there. Grid variations, there's over 1,000 of those. This is where I'm practicing, is the limb independent section. There's almost 500 marching bass stuff. There's a bunch of drumline cadences. There's almost 400 technique exercises. And then here's where I was talking about with like all the drumming tips. There's 14 hours of tips in here from different questions I received on all these like live streams. But in the drumming lessons playlist, The video that I was mentioning is this one. This hand routine saved my drumming. It's 3 minutes long, and I promise you it will have something of value in there that'll help you to keep your hands healthy. It's a stretch and massage routine that I just did, but with better camera angles and like a better quick explanation of things. And I developed it with a collaboration with like a bunch of other percussionists, and then some basically like their doctorate is in like helping with hand health and recovery. So like surgeons and stuff. So that way you don't have, the injuries that I had. Okay, so we're going into limb independence, and we're going to do this at 80. So we're doing straight charts. So 80 is inside of this one. And there's 55 charts in here into groupings of 5. This one shows you how to develop limb independence, but we're going straight into the charts without playing any permutations. I have not done this yet, so with this pattern. So wish me luck with it. So we're going to go, come on. There you go. You can do it. Believe in yourself. Do we need Shia LaBeouf to motivate you? Do it. Click on the timestamp. It'll give you a few seconds to get yourself set up, and then it'll count off and you can play along to it. Okay, so hopefully my mouse doesn't fly around. 1, 2, wish me luck. 1, wait. It's faster than I thought. I was about to do eighth notes. I can count. That foot. No, you can do it. Okay, so we're reading the pattern on the snare. That's the plan, at least. 1, 2, here we go. So the foot, I kept screwing that up. It wasn't coming in on the hi-hat on 2 and 4 like it should have. And then that sometimes made my right foot come in late like that. Ew. And then I like added in some extra rhythms in there because Hooked on Phonics did not work for me. So, not great. But we're still going. 1, 2, ready, and... Basically prog rock. Yeah, especially if I were to play this on the floor tom instead of on the ride. You know, all the help over resources. Hey, Noah, I appreciate that. I'm glad to hear it resonates with you. Stay tuned for many more. I was actually working on some like shopping sprees and whatnot last night, so lots to come. Over 400 currently scheduled. New one daily. not like triggering all the snare sounds again. Come on, drum trigger, you can do it. But yeah, once it's like, this is really slow, obviously, but if you were to play this at like 130 or something, it'd sound really cool. It definitely mimic like the double bass if you were to put this on the floor, Tom. But, you know, we're not there yet. In time. There it goes again. Come on, snare drum. You can do it. Alright, last try. This is going better than I thought it would, but it's still not great yet. You know, hence why we're practicing. The inconsistency in my right foot is something I'm gonna need to try and iron out. 2, 1, 2, here we go. Play the drums? Yes, we are, Jeffrey. Good morning. Whoa, mouse, you can stop that now. So overall, it was still pretty meh. Obviously had that huge tear on the last one, but like in general, it's better than I thought it was gonna go. So overall, I was making progress on it. And like Noah was saying in Instagram, if you were to play this like this instead of like this, then yeah, you could totally, especially if you sped it up, like, and that'd be really cool. But, you know, I'm not there yet. Give it time. We got to practice a lot to get to that point. Cool. Making progress on it. So the next one is not as difficult, but it's different. So it's just like the one that I warmed up with, number 41. But this one switches which hand is playing the ostinato and which hand is playing the melody. So let me show you this one. So number 42 in Dom's book, 50 Ways of Syncopation, is snare, snare, bass, bass, snare, snare, bass, bass. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, and you're doing hi-hat on 2 and 4 with the foot. And again, you can play it on the snare, or you can... whatever you want to do. The melody is in the right hand this time. So this time, we're going to play the melody on the cymbal as opposed to on the snare drum. So this is very different. So like normally, if you're like ding, 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 the ostinato is usually in the right hand, or even like a basic, like... something like that. I don't know, rock, whatever. Or This is the one that just keeps repeating, or whatever. The melody is usually in the left hand, generally speaking. So for this one, it switches it. So it's a little weird. But, you know, it's good for the brain. Those cymbals look sick. Yeah, so these cymbals are the Zildjian, what is it, the L80s? So they're the low volume cymbals, so you can actually see through them. The holes drilled into them make them super quiet compared to like the normal set of cymbals that I have. And then these are the mesh heads, the Silent Strokes by Remo. And so these make it so that my wife can be on the other side of this wall on the phone with somebody, and they'll have no clue that I'm practicing drums. So if you are like in an environment like an apartment or a condo or something where you need to be quiet, I highly recommend them. They're great. All right, so we're going to start at 80 on this one. So we're in this chart, this playlist, which I'll quickly show you how to get there. So if you go to the home tab, scroll down, chop stuff, a little further, grid stuff, a little further, limb independence, we're in this section. When you click on the limb independence stuff, this is where I'm looking for the charts. They start as slow as 40 and they go as fast as 240, every click in between. And since I'm doing this at 80, I'm going to go into here, straight charts, and I'm just going to pick a random one. Like, we just did 16 through 20. Cool. Let's do 21 through 25. And in the timestamps in the description, you can jump to whatever BPM you want. It'll count you off. And then you'll have a grand old time working on whatever limb independence variation you're doing. So, again, number 42. 1E and is what we're playing with hi-hat and 2 and 4. So the melody's in the right hand, so we're going to read through the charts off the right on the cymbals. And if it's feeling comfortable, I might change what I do on the short notes, like the eighth notes, versus the long notes, like quarter notes, dotted quarter notes, etc. So for like those, you might play on the bell. 1, 2, here we go. Okay, so this actually feels more comfortable than I thought it would. So I think next time I can speed this one up a few clicks. Assuming I don't like completely fall on my face for the rest of this. I mean, stay tuned. Like yesterday I was like, oh, this feels good. And then it like sounded terrible on the next rep. That's how it goes. 1, 2, karma. It's like the universe saying, stay humble. Okay. Oops. Now you notice I'm not playing the snare high. I'm not That's not the melody. It's an ostinato. It's a thing that repeats. So in general, that's basically like your fancy metronome. And the thing that is reading the charts, whatever limb that is going to be, whether it's your feet or your hands or whatever, that's the part that should be a little bit louder or much louder. Okay, now you wouldn't do like a whole song or a whole chart like this. You might only do like a measure. But the point of practicing the entire chart this way is to make it so that when you get to that measure, you can execute it easily. So like in an actual jazz band setting, this is not how you'd like read through a chart. 1, 2, this is for practicing purposes. I don't know why, but like my brain is like, wait, am I playing it right? And my hands are like, yes, trust the process. And that chart felt weird. My right foot is slurring out a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. Thank you for the racks. Sorry, it's hard to talk while reading. You still struggle with jazz rudiments and exercises like this after 30 years on the kit? Yeah, no, I hear you. These are not easy. I've been playing for almost 30 years, but it's mainly been like rudimental and whatnot. But the like Next thing that I practiced was like concert percussion, and then like less than 1% of my time is on drum kit. Hey, Bo, this is called a practice stream. I'm sorry you don't know how to practice, but hey, guess what? If you go to here on the home tab, you can actually find thousands of exercises that can help you with practicing. So if you go here, there's chop exercises, there's grid variations, there's limb independence, there's marching bass, there's some drumline cadences, hundreds of technique exercises, and then over 14 hours of tips that can help you out to figure out how to practice and what that actually looks like. Cool, so next time I'm going to play this at a faster speed, so we'll go to like 85. But it's mostly technically proficient. I was making progress on it, so let me write myself a note. 85, okay. That was 42. What's this one? So last time we did it at 150. Samba feet, right on the cymbal, 2 and 4. Do I have time for it? Let's actually review. So I've got this one I'll work on next time. We'll do that one. So again, we're focusing on the ones that we're not good at yet. Let's do a review of some ones that we've already passed. So column A just kind of like summarizes on average how I'm doing with these, going through Don Moyle's book, which again, the book that I'm playing through is this one. So 50 Ways of Syncopation. So I would highly recommend checking that out if you're interested in it. To go through this particular book. Where is it at? There it is. Okay, so the next pattern that I'm going to work on... Sorry, I had to block that guy. Didn't pass the vibe check. But again, Bo, I'm sorry that you feel the need to try and bring other people down who have done more with their lives than you ever have or will. If you want to compare qualifications, just go to /CV instead of /drum up there. But you're wasting your time trying to bring down somebody who's like actually practicing and trying to get better, as opposed to, you know, doing the thing that you should be doing, which is practicing. Let's do... Do I want to do this one, or do I want to do the other variation of it? So it's a 4/4 over 3/4 pattern, which is like a lot of fun to do. Let's do the newer version. Let's review this one. So this one, the pattern is weird. Let me paste it in here so you can actually see it. So the pattern for what you're playing is 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Well, you go 1, 2, 3, a 1, 2, 3 with the feet. 2, 3, a 1, 2, 3, and then you read through things on the left hand on the snare drum, so reading through the charts. So the charts are in 4/4, while your feet are playing in 3/4. Why, good morning on the YouTube vertical. So let's go back here. Last time we played this particular pattern, we played it at 130. Okay, let's try it there again, and we'll see how this goes. So in the limb independence section, right here, we've got a bunch of charts. So we're doing at 130, and it's a straight pattern, so we're going to go into here, and I'm just going to go with, sure, 1 through 5 sounds great. In all these thousands of play-alongs on my home tab, you can go to the timestamps in the description to jump to a BPM. I want to play this at 130, so I click on that. It gives you a few seconds to get yourself set up, and then play through it. The first line you'll play through like using the ostinato patterns. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So boom, chick, chick is going to continue in the bass and the hi-hat while you read through the snare drum. 1, 2, ready, and... Two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If I do this right, it should line up with the third chart on the downbeat of the second line. 2, 1, 2, ready, and... Alright, so this will be the test to see if it lines up. So the very first snare hit on the next line, if it lines up, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, it should line up with the bass drum. 2, 1, 2, ready, and yeah! Two, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Had that last snare come in late. I'm also adding in some extra crushes, some like rim shots, things like that. You can't really hear it on the drum triggers because you don't pick up all the little textures and timbres. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Extra challenge you can do is count to like 5s while playing like a different pattern on the snare. Uh-oh, out of time. 1, 2, ready, and... Okay, so the thing I was alluding to, so if you do the other variation, instead of doing the double time swung, if you do a normal swung in the right hand, wall, check, check, boom, check, check, and do quarter note triplets, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it's technically like a 5-way independence. So Dom, the person who the book that I was talking about, would like sometimes have us try that for fun in lessons, just to melt our brains a little bit. So mostly technically proficient. Uh-oh, it's starting that playlist. Play along. But also musical in there. Again, you can't hear with these like drum triggers. You can't hear all the little subtle details that you normally add on a kit. But the silent strokes and then the low volume cymbals by Zildjian just make it so that you can practice without annoying everyone in a 5-mile radius. So it's kind of worth the trade-off, in my opinion, especially if you're in a place where you have like roommates or neighbors who are close by or whatever. Thankfully, my wife is a drummer. This is actually her kit. Mine is over there, but it is just nice. Okay, let's do an easier one just to show, since somebody was popping in earlier saying that they were new to drumming. So like the very basic way to play through these charts is like a short long, so like ding, 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 ding. In this case, I'm just doing ride cymbal, your typical jazz pattern, 2 and 4 on the hi-hat, and you'd read through playing short notes on the snare drum, so like 8th notes, and then long notes on the bass drum, so... etc. That's very basic way to go through this. Now, another way that you could do this is doing like a different pattern like this one. This is not in Dom's book, but it's a good basic pattern to work on. Let me show it to you. It looks fancier than it is, than it like feels when playing it. Let's see, how fast did I do this last time? 1:15. Cool. All right, let's do it there. Okay, so the pattern, you don't even need the left side of your body while playing through this. So all I'm playing is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and on the right hand, okay? But I'm doing a V pattern, so it's gonna go like this. So we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and while you read through whatever it is that you're playing on the foot. Okay, so I'm going to read through these charts, and we'll go at 115 BPM, and we'll just read through it. Since, you know what, I'm already here, I'm just going to read through this same set of charts so you can hear how you can recycle going through these charts by just playing a different limb independence pattern. So going to 115 now and playing this simple pattern. 2, ready, and... Okay, so reading through everything you see up above on the bass drum while you just repeat this. 2, 1, 2, here we go. Cool. Very basic, right? You could fill in. One, 2, ready, and whatever you want. I'm just keeping it simple. Sweet. Chart number 3. You can use this pattern to just give your left side of your body a break. If you have a stroke, you can at least keep playing with this side if you can't move the other side. Why did it not play that snare? Or that one. Whoops. Now when you're playing this, let me show you. You could do a Julie Spencer technique where you turn your wrist over like this, or you could do it like a tenor drummer and put your arm like this, but you're going to move your arm more. So whatever you want to do, it's up to you. 1, 2, here we go. Let's start. Again, you can improvise on this like first line if you want to. Whatever you want to do. I'm just chilling, just vibing. 1, 2, ready, and... Whoops, read that wrong. All right, so that is just like playing it with eighth notes on the bass drum. But if you want to get more complicated than that, on my home tab of YouTube, I've actually got a bunch of exercises in here, over 2,000 of them. But in the limb independence section, there are these permutations for eighth notes, triplets, 16th notes. So if you want to get fancier with your bass drum while playing that simple pattern in the right, you could pick one of these, or one of these, or whatever. So there's 76 videos inside of here. And when you open this up, it gives you like some different 16th note patterns you can do. And if you're like, I don't really like that one, then cool. Go to, I don't know, variation number 1. And what does that one look like? Cool, it looks like this. So there's a lot of different exercises in here. In fact, there's so many that it's hard for me to organize it on YouTube. So in the description where it's got, you know, all the timestamps so you can choose how fast or slow that you're playing while working on this, the very first link takes you to /drum on my website. So at /drum, this is where we've got everything organized neater than I can on YouTube. So there's 62 chop exercises. So if you're like a rudimental drummer like I am, drum kit is something that I'm just doing for fun, trying to learn it. There's also over 1,000 grid variations for triplet, for 16th notes, some wacky ones in here like Herta grid. This is where the limb independence section is. All of these playlists link to this video, how to develop limb independence on the drum kit. So you can see the second video on each one of these playlists will just like give you some steps that you can work on to be able to develop limb independence, which is what I was doing earlier when I was practicing all these ones that need a lot of work or are meh. So again, we're skipping the ones that are sounding good and we're focusing on the ones that don't sound good. That's what I recommend for your practicing. Oops, right here. If you scroll down a little bit more, there's 476 marching bass related exercises. I'd highly recommend checking out the splits timing, but also the timing exercises here are fantastic to work on while marking time. There's a bunch of drumline cadences here. There's just under 400 technique exercises. So if you want to work on your endurance and speed for your hands or your feet, go to that playlist. If you want to work on your 3s and 4 strokes like I was doing the other day, go to that playlist. There's a ton of stuff in here to keep you busy. Inside the tips and lessons, this has 14 hours of drumming tips in here. And this is from my experience of playing for almost 30 years. This is from my experience teaching every grade kindergarten through doctoral students. So there's a wide range of teaching and performing experience. So when people ask me questions in the chat, I will answer them, edit it down, and then put them into this drumming playlist with over 100 videos and over 14 hours of tips. If you want scripted lessons on like how to hold traditional grip or the hand routine that I was doing earlier, just a little bit further down, we've got that. I've got a couple of product reviews for some marching pads, and then here's some goofy videos like AI drumming, if you just kind of want to laugh at it. One thing that I will say, normally I just block these people and move on, but I just want to point out that there will be people in your drumming journey or in your career journey who will give you a hard time for whatever it is that you're doing. So in this instance, I like the title of this is that I'm practicing. Like the very first word that I'm doing is practicing. And somebody felt the need to come in and say that I don't sound good. And it's like, are you aware of what the word practicing means? So I'm highlighting this to say that no matter at what level you are, you're going to get people who are going to tell you you're not good. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing something or like how good you are at whatever it is that you're doing. Like if you go to /CV, I've won multiple international awards as an educator, as a performer, etc. I have a PhD in music education. I won the highest award possible. Got over a dozen publications, presented over 100 times. I've worked on multi-million-dollar grants as like a co-PI, all this stuff. And I still have people who come into my comment section, despite having like a however many long CV this is. Like, how many pages is this? let's see. 17 pages, single-spaced, of my CV. And I still get people who are like, oh, you wouldn't make drumline. Okay, well, I taught it for over a decade. Oh, well, you wouldn't be able to teach. Okay, well, I'm an international award-winning educator. So I'm highlighting this not to brag, but just to say that throughout the entire process, from when I first started all the way up to now, almost 30 years later, still get people who will project their own insecurities onto whatever it is that I'm talking about, whether I'm performing something or practicing something, which is what I was doing in this stream, or like teaching something, etc. So if you get hate and you are in your first like 5 years or even 10 years or even 20 years of performing or teaching or whatever, just know that no matter how high up you are on the like scale of like professional accolades, etc., you will continue to get that kind of hate, and it has nothing to do with you, or it's not a reflection of like your abilities as a performer, as an educator, etc. So I'm sitting with this a little bit longer as opposed to just normally blocking and just like completely ignoring the comment, to just try and help motivate you if you are in your early stages of your career as a drummer or as a whatever. Like I had multiple family members who were like, why are you getting a degree in music? Like when I was getting my bachelor's in music education. And like now they don't question it now that I've got like a doctorate in it, because they don't even have a bachelor's degree. But the people who have not put in the time and effort that you are into either performing or into like getting education or whatever, those are not the voices that you should listen to. What you should listen to are the people who are at the level that you want to be at. So I'll end my rant there. Is that a full drum set? Yeah, so this is my wife's drum kit, actually. But we have a smaller amount of cymbals and drums on it than we've actually got. And I've got another drum kit over there. But yeah. Anyways, all the exercises that you are looking for and all the drumming tips and whatnot you can find on my home tab of YouTube, which if you go here, just scroll down and you'll find all of these thousands of exercises, like the chop exercises, the grid variations, the limb independence, the marching bass, the scores, the hundreds of technique exercises, and then over 14 hours of tips and lessons, etc. I'm going to get set up and I'm going to get ready to play some Tomb Raider. We're in the third game in the series, the Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So that's what we're going to be doing here. Do I know how to play AC/DC? Sure, but do I do that on the stream? Nah, these are just practice streams. So if you go to like the drumming live streams, they're not like drum cover streams like most people do. So they are actually violating copyright when they do that. So all these streams are showing like how I'm practicing and how I'm trying to continue to improve as somebody who's been drumming for a long time. But anyways, I appreciate everybody stopping by. I hope you enjoy these resources. If you do, just share it with somebody else. But goodbye.